Hey, I'm gonna talk about Under Paris because surprisingly it wasn't an excellent, great, like, oh my god, this is gonna win an Oscar type of movie, but it wasn't bad. It was basically Jaws remastered. So let me set the scene for you. Okay, right? It's in Paris. It starts out with a group of ocean conservatives. I don't know, that's not how you say that word. Let's pretend that I said that correctly. And they're all French. There's one guy who's named Juan, and they're tracking this giant, like this shark that's supposed to be like 2.5 meters. And so there's like this ocean of garbage, and they're tracking this shark, right? And so three of them, four of them, I think, four men go in and they're gonna track the shark and see what's going on with the shark because they haven't been able to see her. And two of the women stay up on board. She's like the leader of the company and the leader of the expedition. And then the shark arrives, and oh, it's not 2.5 meters, it's like gigantic. It's like 6 meters or something, and they're like, that makes no sense. She was like this only a couple months ago. What's going on? So then they're like, we need to leave because like that shark is gigantic, and there were other sharks in the area. And so she's like, no, we need to get like a sample. Now this man just stabs her, like just literally, like I thought it was gonna be like a tiny prick. No, he like put his entire force into it, and then they act surprised when she attacks them. She ate them, all like 4 or 5 men. I don't remember how many they were. And one of them was the main character's husband. So she was, what was her name? Sasha? I don't know, pixie haircut lady. But I think it was Sasha. The picture will be here. So Sasha, she obviously traumatized. She cuts her hair to show the passage of time. It also says 3 years later, she's living in France, and she's basically working in an aquarium. Yeah, in an aquarium. And so then they show these cops. Now, mind you, if you're looking to just watch to see eye candy, hottest cops, hottest policemen, I was like, is this man like a model? Like, he's gorgeous to look at, like literally gorgeous. Honestly, all the police officers were gorgeous to look at. And so they kind of said they're showing that they found like a shelling, like an artillery shelling, like those like little bomb things that blow up on impact, and they're all on the floor, I guess because of the war. And so they're picking one up, so they kind of like make sure to show that, hey, it's illegal to go fishing with like metal, like a metal thing. So they take those out, and so now we're introduced to like the police officers, to Sasha, I think her name is. And the other woman who was shown with Sasha, she's never brought up again. She's just there in the opening, and that's it. And then we're presented the most annoying character that I've ever interacted. I didn't interact her. That I've ever witnessed. She's to show like the more, I guess, humane, honestly, the most dumb side. So she's very much like, we need to save the sharks, which is a great thing to do, right? Because global warming, they really talk about how global warming is ruining everything and we're just completely consuming our planet. And so they're kind of like I think they're called like sea ocean, I don't know, whatever it is, but basically they're trying to save sharks. And so they find the tracker that Lillian, the shark, the giant shark is called Lillian, still has her tracker on. And so they've kind of found her, and they look for Sasha, and she's like, we need to talk to you. And I think her name is Mika, the blue-headed girl who's so annoying, who I thought she was Coraline because she reminded me of Coraline with the yellow like raincoat and the blue hair. And so she tells her that, they have to save Lillian because Lillian is in salt water, and these type of sharks aren't supposed to be here, and they're going to kill her, and they need to go and take her back to the ocean. And so obviously Sasha is traumatized because, again, she saw her husband be murdered by a shark, and the shark, again, Lillian has killed like 5 people at this point. She's not like this innocent shark who just bit an arm off of someone. No, she's eaten people. And so Sasha doesn't want anything to do with it, right? But then she's curious. She's still curious. She's curious. So she has like the computer or the giant iPad with the tracker. And so she's deciding to like track the shark. And she goes on her little bike, and the police are like, talking to, I think these people, they're homeless, and they're kind of just saying like, you need to like leave a couple days because the triathlon is coming and they want everything cleared. And so the guy's like, don't worry, I'll be gone. And then when she passes by, there's a bunch of books, and he was reading, and a bunch of books on the ocean, and what is that called in English? The river, yeah, the river, I think, from the Seine, the river. And then the little white dog, there's a little white dog, and he's like yelling, and then she's just like, she doesn't connect the dots. And then we see the shark fin, and we're like, oh my god, he's actually in the ocean. Then Mika goes into the river. Ocean, why do I keep saying ocean? Mika goes into the river, right? Mika's the annoying one. And she basically sees that there's like this huge car that I went under, and it has bite marks. And then we see the shark again, and then they arrest her, and she tells them like, yeah, there's a shark. And they're like, a shark in the river? Sure. But then they find out the homeless dude's body, eaten from the chest down. And they're like, oh, there might be a shark. So then they ask Sasha to come with, and they start tracking where the shark is. Now Mika, in all her intelligence, decides we need to turn off the tracker. Because that's what they do. They hack into the trackers of all the sharks, and when they see that there's like poachers near, they turn off the tracker so they can't track the shark, which is, But in this case, again, this is a murderous shark who's killed 6 people at this point. And so Mika's friend, I don't remember what her name is, she has little glasses. She's like, I think her name's Pen or something. She is like, what do you mean to turn it off? And she's like, yeah, we need to turn it off because they're gonna kill her. We need to save this giant shark. And so they're getting so basically the police officers sent down 3 of them into the water to find the shark, right? Because they're like, we don't believe that there's a shark here. And so Sasha and Aldi, which is the really hot cops, are on the top of the boat, a little speedboat thing, and then the signal goes off because, oh yeah, Glasses turned off the signal. And so Sasha completely forgets, because when blue-haired girl brings her to their bases of operations, she tells her that they turn off trackers, and I guess it doesn't click in her head, like, I just lost the signal, what could it mean? Maybe it was this blue-haired girl that I just met yesterday who told me that she and her friends had the abilities to hack into the trackers and turn them on. And it doesn't really connect until she turns around and she sees her, and I'm like, oh my god, it was Mika. So then she goes talk to Mika and says, Mika, you need to get out, and Mika tells her it was your fault. And then she kind of realizes what she said was very insensitive, and she's like, I'm so sorry. Like, she's blaming her for being in the ocean, victim blaming. And so basically Sasha is like, what are we gonna do? They go to the mayor, and then the mayor, again, this is Jaws rehashed. We have the mayor who is incompetent, who does not believe that there's sharks, and then she kind of does believe, but she's kind of like, we spent $1.7 billion, just fix it. I'm not gonna stop the triathlon from happening, just capture the shark. And so they're kind of deciding how to get the shark, and then Mika's like friend with the glasses comes, and she's like, yeah, Mika's going cuckoo crazy. She's acting off her rocks. So she tells them that they basically found where Lillian, the giant shark, is, and she's in the catacombs, and they're just going to go in, and like, Mika has this really weird belief that she's like a shark whisperer, and basically she's like, you don't understand them, Sasha, even though Sasha literally has worked with sharks for years, and it's like, that was her job until her husband was murdered. She's like, Sasha, you don't understand, sharks are human. It's like the people who humanize dogs or any animals. She's humanizing this shark. She's like, this shark, I can talk to her, I can help her. And Sasha's like, what are you talking about, Mika? And Mika's like, I have the ability to communicate with her and the sonar, and we're gonna lead her out into the ocean. Sasha's like, are you insane? Again, Mika. Now, so because of the glasses girl, they find that they're in this like catacomb, and it's like the circular thing, and it's just one passage, like a walkway, and then they have the boat. And there's 50 people in here. I don't know. I'd be like, if I knew that there were sharks, I would be never, not even a little bit near any body of water. And so Glasses is like, are you sure you want to do this? And Mika's like, we gotta do this. I don't know why, right? Because Mika's in her like warrior area, eco warrior, going it through like the really weird way. And so she has like this little like dome thing that is like an echolocation and sonar, and it's like going fium fium fium, and then the police arrive, and they're telling everyone to walk away, to like calmly walk away, and they're all kind of like and Mika's like, no, like Sasha, you don't understand them, like, let it alone. And Sasha's like, get out of the pool, get out of the ocean, get out of the river, whatever water that they're in. And Mika's like, no. So then the huge shark comes, and oh, the shark has a baby. And so Sasha's like, baby? And Mika, in all her intelligence, the shark baby comes up to her and she starts grabbing the baby and just stroking the baby. And Sasha's like, are you stupid? You are going to make the mom mad. The mom is gonna be like, hey, you're attacking my kid. And Mika, again, in all her brilliance and annoyingness, is like, you just don't understand. They're harmless. Now, this big shark just goes and dives in. And then the baby shark moves away. And now everyone's yelling at Mika to swim. And Mika has one brain cell, just stays floating there. Doesn't move. And everyone's yelling at her. And everyone's going, Mika, Mika. And she's just like, mm-hmm. And so, for some reason, Sasha tells Aldi, the really hot cop, go get her. I could never be a police officer. Hello, me jump into the shark-infested waters to rescue this person who's dumb? It's not like she fell into the water. She purposely put herself in. Anyways, so he jumps in, and she just does not want to be saved. Because, again, no brain cells. She doesn't want to be saved because the moment he pulls her, Mika bites his hand, and then he, like, flinches back, and then the shark comes from underneath her and eats her. She dies. Horrific death because the shark eats from the bottom, and then the big shark just eats from the top, and then chaos just explodes and then 50 people are stampeding, and then the glasses dies because she's trying to get out of the water, and then I think someone like hit her in the head, and then she just like passes out or like, I don't know, concussed, dead in the water. And then people get their arms bitten off and their legs bitten off. Leo, which is one of the police officers, gets eaten by the shark. And then Aldi starts shooting it because I'm like, we should have shot it from the beginning. I'm not gonna lie, you should have just shot it from the beginning. Just take the risk. Mika doesn't matter. And then they go to the hospital, and they find out that the bullet killed the baby shark. And so she's basically, they call in, Sasha, because again, Sasha's the actual expert in sharks. And so they do an autopsy on the shark. And lo and behold, shark has, with the discovery that she has 12,000 babies, they're like, oh my God, Lillian self-reproduces, because the shark baby is only 2 months. It hasn't reached sexual maturity, and it has like 2,000 babies inside of it. And then she sees that the whiskers or the indentations is basically that is now adapted to fresh water. And so then she's like, oh my God, no, Lillian isn't like different. She's a completely new species. She's a completely new species that is going to be invasive and is going to destroy the environment. How does she know this? I mean, I don't know, deduction. And so then they're like, oh my God. So again, they go to the mayor, and the mayor does not give a shit. She doesn't care. The mayor's like, you guys are incompetent. I told you to kill it. I didn't know about it. So the army's gonna be in charge of it. And so she's pissed off, Sasha, because again, now they've killed how many people? 16? And so she's like, cancel the event. She's like, no. And so they go back home. They're all like, haha, licking their wounds. Now here's the thing. If I was the athlete, the triathlon athlete, and I got wind that there was shark sightings, I'd be like, maybe I'm not going to compete, but whatever. So then they come up with this plan, right? They come up with this plan to blow up the catacombs or whatever and trap all the sharks inside. So I don't know if this shark is like sentient, because here's the thing. Up till now to this movie, the movie is very grounded. It is very grounded, surprisingly. Like, everything is like treated very seriously. Here's where everything kind of goes bonkers. Here's where everything kind of goes crazy. So they decide to just, blow everything up. They basically all agree to it, except for one, who is, he's like, yeah, no, I can't go into the water. I have a family. I'm not going to basically put myself at risk. And everyone's kind of like, yeah, we get it. So everyone else is like, we're going to do it for Leo. Leo's the police officer who died. And so they go into the catacombs. It's like a 30-meter down, and they have this like transmitter thing, and they even bring a bomb guy. And there's, when they turn on like the little whatever it's called, there is, I'm not gonna lie, like 500 sharks just circling. Now here's what doesn't make sense, because up till now the sharks didn't really care about them, like the baby sharks. Like, they had just been walking. And then the moment, I guess, that they turn on the light, which makes no sense, why? Not the flare, that's when they decide to attack them. So they eat 2 of them. And then I guess one of them, because here's the thing, there are 5 of them. 2 get eaten, which is the bomb guy. and the other police officer who decides to go for the remote that the bomb guy dropped when he got attacked by like 5 sharks. And then the other guy, he activates the bombs, but then he gets killed. And then there's another one who I guess just dies. We're not really told what has happened, because you know, Sasha's calling him for him to come over, and he's like, I'm not going over there, I'm gonna stay over here hidden. And then explodes, sends everyone, you know, into chaos. And then they get out by some miracle, because they have that little thing that drags them quicker, and the entire thing collapses, right? And so this whole time, Sasha's like, I don't see the mom, I don't see Lillian, where is she? Again, I guess she's sentient, and she now knows things. She's now capable of reasoning beyond our comprehension. And so then when she brings all the, I don't think that's his name, Adele? I don't remember. I've forgotten, but she brings them up, and then there's the other 2 police, and then she goes back in, and she's like looking, and then Lillian just goes from the rubble and just swims off, and I guess goes to, you know, go to eat that triathlon. And so then they go, and then there's this confrontation between the army and the shark, right? Because they start shooting at the shark, and they're screaming like, oh my god, no, because again, there's a bunch of artillery shellings in the ocean, and they're just shooting at it. Again, this is where you have to really suspend your disbelief, because she starts eating these triathlon with these athletes, which is okay, fine, I guess, because she's like super pregnant, and so she needs to feed all the time. When the army is sniping her, shooting her, and not just, there's not like 1 or 2, there's like maybe 10 or 12 people shooting at her, she is just weaving. None of them hit her. Not even one. And it's like, now when this happens, right, when the shark attacks, obviously the mayor is like, oh my god, an actual shark, I never thought, whatever. And then, because again, are shooting to the ground, there's a bunch of artillery shelling, all those just start exploding. One explodes, and that triggers for all of them to explode. The bridge starts to collapse, and I guess the water, because I don't know, physics, the water overruns all of Paris. And then we're shown Sasha and Aldi, I don't remember if that's his actual name, and Aldi's like all beaten up, all like bloody, and he's like, did we do it? I don't know why he thought that. And then out of nowhere, even though we saw that they blew up the catacombs, and in theory that meant all the babies were dead, when they show us like a wide shot, oh no, it's full with sharks. And that's the end of the movie. I just told you all the movie. So movie did really well at the beginning of surprisingly taking itself very seriously and making it a very serious movie. And it felt really like anchored in reality, even though it was a 7-meter shark in the river. And then they explained that, oh no, she's not actually, like, she's in the river, but she's also in like the catacombs. But then it just went bonkers. I get it. I guess it's because they wanted to make it so, like, you know, to explode and all that. But it lost me near the end. And basically they all die, I guess, because apparently the sharks are super smart and can just know when bullets are flying and swim away. And so yeah, that's the movie. You're welcome. I summarized it. You don't have to watch it. Honestly, watch it because the police officer's attractive. He's very attractive. Sasha's also attractive. Mika's annoying. Mika's the most annoying character in this thing, because let's blame it all on her. Let's blame it all on her, because honestly, out of 5, how much did I give it? 3.6, 3.8. I mean, it wasn't the best. It wasn't like groundbreaking, like, you know, this revolutionized film as a whole, but it wasn't bad. It was, you know, the acting, really well done acting. Even the shark scenes were good. There was 2 scenes where it was really like, ooh, not great. Like when the shark jumps from like the ocean and hits the boat. Ridiculous. But yeah, it just went really off the deep end near the end. So I just need to talk about it, because anytime there's a shark movie, I will watch. So